My name is Helen Von Mott.
All right. Before any more questions, you might want to speak up just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Now I'll go. What do you like most about wrestling?
I like with wrestling that I can be as big and as strong and as powerful as I can possibly be, and that it's ferocious, and that it's encouraged, and that I don't have to. I don't feel like I have to make myself smaller than I am. I feel like I can just show everything that I am and do everything that I want to do without feeling like I'm doing too much. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, what is the craziest thing you've seen happen in one of your matches?
The craziest thing that I've seen happen in one of my matches. Well, I've had someone like take their fingers and pull them up into my nose before. I had a girl who bit me once. I don't get really crazy things happen in my matches per se. I mean, I don't, as far as private matches go, I interview the guys over the phone to see what it is they're looking for, and if they're looking for something really strange, they go someplace else. But so crazy doesn't really apply so much in this case.
Let me think of another question. Now you've, I don't know how to ask the question, but tell me about how you snapped the guy's ribs in half.
Oh, great. Now everybody's going to be intimidated by me. There's a move called a Scissor Hold, where you wrap your legs around the guy. I don't know that I actually snapped them in half. It's a move that a lot of people like. It's considered a very sexy move. You take your legs and you wrap them, like if this pillow is a guy, you wrap your legs around the guy and you cross your ankles and you squeeze like that. And the guy's in the middle, and he's supposed to tap out when it's painful. However, a lot of guys, they want to see how much they can take. And honestly, their will is a lot stronger than their body, and as was the case with this particular fellow. And they don't tap, and they break. A lot of times also the adrenaline when you're in a match is just coursing through your system, and you don't feel pain like you regularly would. And that's also something that you have to take into account when you wrestle someone. And I want to make a caveat here that this doesn't happen a lot in my sessions. It's not like I go around trying to break people's ribs or anything. It happens like once in a blue moon. I'm just saying that occasionally accidents do happen, of course, because it's real. I mean, it's a competitive session, and things happen to me too, So.
Well, can you give us a list of injuries that you've encountered?
Oh, I've had my nose broken 3 times. I've broken my tailbone. I've popped the cartilage in one of my ribs. I've popped the meniscus cartilage in my knee. I've hyperextended my elbow. I have a broken finger. You might be able to see that little lump right there. And countless sprains and bruises and contusions and, slight concussions. It just, when you do matches and you do hardcore matches and training every day, you have to consider that there's going to be some injuries. And when you think about how many matches I do, it's amazing that I don't get injured more.
How many matches do you think you've wrestled? A few hundred?
At least, yeah. Maybe. Maybe 500 competitive matches, and then, I train every day from 2 to 4 hours a day, and if I don't know if you want to count those, then thousands, because I've been doing that for 3 years. So it's a lot of wrestling.
Now, you used to be involved with Glow?
Yes, when I was 17, I was Jersey Jean from the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. I was probably the least popular Glow wrestler ever. I was the youngest girl on the Glow troupe, and Hollywood was the big star. And, I think I was shown on TV twice, maybe. And I toured around with them, but I was never real, like, the popular one. Actually, I've really made myself with submission wrestling, and the competitive wrestling is where I've really shined. And one of the big glory moments of my life was I was at one of these conventions, and Hollywood, who was the star of Glow at the time, came up to me and she said, "Helen, can I have my picture taken with you?" And it made me feel so good. So that was nice.
That's cool. Now, how about the difference between professional wrestling and competitive wrestling? What do you like more about each different style?
I'm not honestly a big fan of professional wrestling. For a long time, it's like I didn't get it. I didn't get what the appeal was. But I do love, like wacky martial arts movies, Jackie Chan and the guys flying through the air. And when I started watching pro wrestling in that light, I got to enjoy it more. I mean, it's very hard to do, having done it myself. I'm not a good pro wrestler at all. I'm pretty bad at pro style wrestling. It's so acrobatic. Some of the moves that they do are amazing. I think I prefer Japanese professional wrestling to American professional wrestling, because it looks so much more hardcore. Like, it looks like it's really, like, intense, like the best parts of a fight all put together. And that's what I think pro wrestling should be. It should look like a really intense, wild fight, but all the best scenes packed into one, where you don't see them, stalling, and you don't get these long dead spots like you do in an actual competitive match. Of course, what I like in a real competitive match is that there's no bullshit. I mean, the winner is the winner. There's no... I mean, it's even more so than in a real sport. There's no judging. It's like if someone goes, they lose, period. And everything you have is on the line. Like your body, your breath, your everything, your elbows. It's like that the possibility of injury is what makes it so terrifying and yet so exciting at the same time. And also I love the science of it, especially the science of jiu-jitsu and the grappling arts, where the body is like a Rubik's Cube, like it's a puzzle. And people have been studying how the puzzle has been put together for 3,000 years. And yet there's always finding out more about which way the body will move, which way it won't move, how to get to a new position, how to use leverage to do a sweep or a throw. I could study an entire lifetime and never know all there is to know about grappling. It's such an intricate science. It's physics. And for me, that's what I love about the competitive grappling.